And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Thursday night edition of Biz Talks for Zija International. My name's Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with Zija. And I get to be one of the people that hosts this Thursday evening event. What we're going to be doing this evening is I'm going to be sharing a little bit of information about our company, a little bit about our products, a little bit about the timing, what's happening with Zija right now. But most importantly, I'm going to get a chance to visit with two of our rising stars in Zija, a couple, Mary Lou and Larry Rairdon, that they've got decades of experience in our profession. They've been, incredibly successful, and now with Zija International. The information this evening is really for those of you that have been invited as a guest. And I want to extend a warm welcome to all of you that perhaps this is your first time to be part of one of our Biz Talks presentations. Typically, a friend, maybe a family member, a coworker has been sharing with you a little bit about exploring options. How can one create an additional income stream, something over and above what you currently have in the form of your job or your current business, but something that you can devote a few hours a week to, non-productive time, if you will, leverage your contacts rather than your time, and then over a period of time create a substantial secondary income that can become residual over time. Maybe you're one of our customers and you've been experiencing the benefits of our products, and you're recognizing lots of people are looking for our products. They don't even know that we exist, but they're looking for what we have. And so whatever was the reason you were invited to be here this evening, over the next few minutes, we're going to give you an overview of what could possibly be one of the most significant events in your life in terms of creating time freedom, financial security, financial prosperity, and grow with a company that is literally on the verge of explosive dynamic growth in one of the hottest industries in America today. So our company, Zija International, we're a relatively young company. We've been in business about 12 years now. Our company represents the most critical ingredients that one would look at in terms of making a decision to get involved in a home-based business. This is something, the arena of home-based business, network marketing, person-to-person marketing, relationship marketing, a lot of different terms that are used in the field. I've been around this type of business now for, upwards of 30 plus year. I had the good fortune back in the mid-'80s to leave my previous career as a cross-country truck driver. Not that I wanted to leave truck driving. I love driving trucks, but I was looking for a way to provide for my family as it was growing. My older son was in need of some specialized educational resources. I was going to have to find a way to provide those because the school district wasn't. And I found this type of business, this vehicle, to be a true lifesaver for me. I was able to convert some non-productive hours over a period of time into a full-time income. I was able to master the simple system, and this is key if you're taking notes. It's the system that makes up for everything else, regardless of, your personal ability to be in sales or marketing or management or whatever. You're independent of your previous background, your previous, contact base or whatever. The system is what makes this whole thing work. And I was literally, over a period of 10 years, going from driving 18-wheelers cross country to becoming a professional in network marketing, I was able to retire. And over a period of about another 10 years, I watched the industry, was looking at companies, and I always looked at these three things to evaluate whether or not I would get back involved with a network marketing company. First was the corporate leadership. Who ran the company? Who owned the company? What was their track record? Ken Brailsford, this is a name you may want to jot down. Ken Brailsford is the founder of Zija International. Now, you don't recognize his name probably, but I did. Okay, Ken is an icon in our type of business as well as in the health and wellness profession. You'll recognize who Ken is. He's known as the father of encapsulation. one of the very first people to take medicinal herbs, encapsulate them in the little gel caps we're all familiar with today, and he built a tremendous business around that. He was the first person to do that. His first company started in the 70s, Nature's Sunshine. Some of you may recognize that company. Today, that company has grown to, over 40 years in business, billions of dollars in sales. It's one of the, maybe 24 legacy companies within the industry of network marketing. Ken went on in the 80s to start Zija International. Some of you may be familiar with them. Health, wellness, weight management products. That company has now been in business over 30 years. Continues today under the name of Unicity. It's a, again, multiple billions of dollars in cumulative sales. Ken's an icon in the industry. He has done something that nobody else has ever done. He's created two of the long-term legacy companies in our profession. So when it comes to experience, success track record, nobody has what the owner of this company has. Nobody can claim to have developed two previous legacy companies. The products were always an issue that I looked at. Now, as a business professional within this industry, I looked at products a little bit differently than most people. Most people are attracted to a company because of a product. I've learned over 3+ decades in this profession, it takes more than a great product to sustain a long-term income opportunity. I've seen companies that have had great products, in some cases exceptional products, and they're not around anymore. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So when I heard that Ken Brailsford was coming out of retirement to build his third project, that was really all I needed to know to explore the next question, which was the products. Now, I look specifically for products that were, leading edge, first to market, science-based. It's always best to be number one in the field. There's a sizzle behind being the first person in place with a product. I look for products that were highly consumable. Ideally products that would, be used on a daily basis, reordered on a monthly basis. This is what creates an ongoing flow of revenue to a business through ongoing repeat, consumption and orders. Most important ingredient though in products, and this is really the bottom line, is the products have to really work. If you're going to have a truly legitimate long-term income opportunity, it has to be based upon a product that is good enough that people will buy the products just to buy the products, that there's enough value in the product and in their lives, they'll continue to buy the product independent of whether or not they're involved in the business end of the business. Zija International's products, we started with our original Moringa oleifera drink. Now, this was, the company was in business a couple of years before I joined, so we're looking at probably 13+ years ago. Today, fast forward over a decade, in 2018, just this last year, Moringa became the industry buzzword. Moringa touted all over, national media and mainstream media as the miracle food, the superfood of 2018. We were a decade ahead of our time. More importantly, we've created an infrastructure of this company that, frankly, we put to shame companies that are 10 and 20 times our size, 10 and 20 years older than we are. We own our own manufacturing facility. It's an NSF certified pharmaceutical grade manufacturing facility. We have literally tens upon tens of thousands of square feet of warehouse, manufacturing, distribution, Class A office space. We are a company that today has the capacity to produce well over $1 billion a year in sales of our products, yet we're a very small percentage of that. That actually leads to the final ingredient that I looked at, which was timing. It is always better to be in the right, one of my favorite lines, it's better to be in the right place at the right time than good looking and smart, right? Now, I've got all four of those. That's the best joke I got tonight, folks, so I hope you like that one. But better to be in the right place at the right time. Now, look at what's happening in the marketplace. Everybody's looking for alternatives. natural, green, healthy ways to address the problems that are so prevalent in the Western world, and frankly, we're being attacked by our food chain. Zija International brings to the marketplace health and wellness products. We have, the top and only all organic, enzymatically alive moringa oleifera products. We got several of our moringa drinks, including an all-healthy natural energy drink. We've expanded into essential oils. Essential oils is an incredible marketplace. There's two companies in that market space representing over $2 billion a year in sales, and we're the only people in the marketplace that bring direct to the consumer clinical grade essential oils. It's the hallmark of Zija, science-based pure products. We entered into the sports nutrition arena. Today we have a complete line of natural, healthy sports nutrition products without the artificial colorants and sweeteners and all the garbage that's in the stuff that a lot of people are using when they get into the gym, and it's just terrible things they're doing, and all for the pursuit of looking good and being healthy. We've expanded into consumer products where everybody today is looking for, again, all natural, green, clean. We've got complete care of line of personal care products, shampoo, conditioner, skincare, body soap, deodorant, toothpaste, all the things that people spend money on every single day, and the masses are looking for better ways to provide these types of products for their family. Zija International is already doing this. Now, when you put all of those things together and add to it one more ingredient, and I'm just going to plant a seed here. We're going to be talking more about this this weekend on our new distributor training. There is a product line, product division that is about to go exponential in its growth, the CBD oil. Now, I'm not here to be talking about that particular. There's many vehicles that we have to share more in-depth information, but that particular product division, CBD oils, it's projected to grow to over $20 billion a year in sales by next year. That's less than 2 years. Exponential, unheard of growth. It's almost like a gold rush. And when you look at what's available in the marketplace with companies, touting, we're going to be bringing out a CBD product. We're going to jump on the bandwagon. Zija International, characteristic to what we do. We've been working on this for well over a year. We are bringing the only transdermal delivery system to the marketplace. It is an incredibly elegant way to provide for this product. The studies that have been done on the medicinal capacity of this particular product are phenomenal. I mean, amazing. Can't even really discuss them, because in many cases, nothing less than miraculous results people are receiving from this product. When everybody else is starting to jump on the bandwagon, once again, Zija International, we have created the bandwagon, and we're ready to roll with this. So you put all those things together, this is like being in at the beginning of the growth of Apple, the beginning of growth of Microsoft. But you can participate and get a part of this gold rush by becoming a Zija International distributor. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over my guests for this evening. I've got Mary Lou and Larry Rairdon. Mary Lou, this is you'll notice your 60-second warning. I'm going to bring you over to this side of the webinar. I've had an opportunity to get to know this couple. First of all, really nice people. Okay, nicest group of people, or a couple of people. Mary Lou, let me unmute you here real quick. How are you doing, Mary Lou? Good to see you.
I'm doing great.
You're looking lovely, and you got your pink on for Happy Valentine's Day.
That's right. That's right.
Very good. We'll try and do this quickly, because I know you're expecting Larry to take you out, right?
That's right. Larry is busy out there answering the phones right now.
Okay, so very good.
To join us tonight.
Well, very good. Well, as I was bringing you over, I was starting to say I've had a chance to get to know Mary Lou and Larry, and I have to tell you, I'm very excited to have Mary Lou with us tonight, because their story is very characteristic of what happens to people when they recognize there's a better way. Okay, you know, many of us, I know I was taught, you know, go to school, get as much education as possibly can, get a great job, work hard, be there forever, and you can retire and have a happy life. And you know what? That just didn't work for me. Okay, I did not do good working for the county. I was definitely the square peg in the round hole. And, I thought I had a great deal with truck driving, but, you can only drive so many miles. There's a finite limit to the amount of money that you can make. And Mary Lou, what I'd like to do, because I want folks to hear your story. It's the kind of thing that will help plant in people's minds a path to being able to create their life unlimited, their financial security. I know you and Larry have been in the industry for a long time. You are what we call MLM veterans, multi-level marketing veterans. I know you're very modest, so please forgive me. I'm going to share a little bit. You folks have been part of the Diamond Club, the Millionaire Roundtable in a previous company. But let's go back before that. Tell me what was happening with you and Larry before you got involved in network marketing. What caused you to want to be part of this profession? Because I know you were real successful in a previous business.
Well, actually, and thanks, Fred, for having me on tonight. Actually, I didn't think I was looking for a network marketing business when we first got involved. But we loved the idea of the products. The company that we were with, we just bought some products. But I have to tell you, a couple years later, and I forgot to tell you this, we were not going to even renew our distributorship because we really didn't think we had time for this business. We were working 60 to 80 hours a week, and we just didn't have any time whatsoever. And the products were great, all that stuff, but lo and behold, there happened to be a big event, and here it is getting to be regionals time. There happened to be a big event that was 3 or 4 hours away from our home. And I said, before we don't renew, why don't we at least go, see? Well, I tell you, we went there. That was the night I met Ray Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
And, I just really, really liked him. We came from a very competitive business. We were in sales and service. And Reed couldn't gain financially one bit from us, but I absolutely loved talking to him spending time with us. He was so nice. And everybody that was at this big event was so positive. Well, I was kind of working in a negative world. And so anyway, we got pretty excited. We walked around, met as many people as we could, found out what line of work they were in and so forth. And we got so excited that we ended up leaving there in the middle of the night, driving home, making our list of people, and deciding that this was something we wanted to go for. We had a car that had 300,000 miles on it, and my husband was making deliveries in that car. And I thought, gee, if we could make enough money extra money, to buy him another car, that'd be great. So that's where it all started. And when that check came and we could make that car payment and the check started growing and growing, I saw freedom. I might not be the fastest person, but I did see freedom. I knew. And so we just worked it in the nooks and crannies every free minute we had, because I knew that in the long run, we were going to have lots of time once we got our business successful. So it took us about 2 years to replace both of our incomes, and here we are.
Now, I know you were very successful in that traditional business, but it was running you 60, 80 hours a week, both of you, to make
Right.
that money. And you're telling me, how long had you been working in that business?
About 17 years.
And around that 60 to 80 hour work week, and I'm kind of doing this a little tongue in cheek because I want our guests to be able to tell. I know what that means. That means 5 minutes, make a quick phone call.
Right.
20 minutes, get on a Zoom webinar. Right. But and a lot of times we do it from the car. I do it in the backyard. Right. You were able in 2 years to replace both of your incomes from a business that you'd been in for 17 years prior.
Yes, and I'll tell you, it's a lot easier now because we didn't have Zoom then. In fact, our cell phones, we had to pay by the minute. I think my cell phone bill was over $400 a month back then.
I remember that. I remember my first cell phone bill, building my business, going, oh, this is great, man. I can do business anywhere now. And it was like $1,200. I'm going, dang, I'm going to have to do more business.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Now it's all flat rate. All right. Now let's fast forward, because you became once you went full time with that previous company,
Mhm.
you folks were really very successful in that.
Yeah, we were.
Now, it's always a question. How long were you with that previous company before joining Zija?
23 years.
Wow. Wow. And now, and as I said, I believe it was Diamond Club members, Millionaire Roundtable members. I mean, very distinct accolades for the level of financial success you had with that previous company. So there's always a question, if you're doing so well with that company, what caused you to look at Zija?
Well, the company had kind of lost its direction, and it got to the point where it was an integrity issue with me. We were very successful, and I didn't feel comfortable. I couldn't tell people that they could do what I could do anymore. And so it was very, very hard for me. I could sell products. I was a good salesperson, but so that really bothered me, and I lost sleep a lot. So anyway, I feel blessed that we're where we are now.
It's interesting because I left the industry as well after 10 years with a previous company. This goes back to the mid-late 90s. And it really, this is something that I have found in particular with Zija. I was attracted to the company because of the experience, the success track record, but more importantly, the integrity of the ownership. A little phrase I heard millions of years ago. The character of the kingdom emanates from the king. And the types of people we're attracting are people like you, okay? You and Larry, people that, character, integrity are more important than money. And so you step down from what was obviously a very successful business. Let's talk about Zija now, because, when you had a chance, well, first of all, how were you introduced to Zija? Actually, let's do this. How were you introduced to network marketing? You didn't answer an ad for a part-time job.
I didn't know I was in network marketing. We ended up just buying a product. I didn't know we were in network marketing. We were customers.
Now, this is very much a relationship kind of business. How did you, who introduced you to your first company?
Oh, the first company was actually a square dance caller.
Really?
Yeah, we were
somebody you knew from a social setting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then how were you introduced to Zija?
Well, my friend Pat and Mac, our friends Pat and Mac, I knew they were checking out some other things. I was real unhappy. I knew that Reed, who I remembered, I knew Reed for all those 20-some years, and I knew what kind of people they were. And I just picked up the phone one night and called Pat and Mac and asked them what they found, and asked them about it. And, it was, I guess, trust, knowing what kind of people they were. And I think before we were done that night, I ended up getting the big business pack. And just, I never had tried a product or anything, but I knew that there was a second chance for us, and that we could help the people that weren't making it. I just knew it. It was a gut feeling. It felt right. And so anyway, we just jumped in full bore, and I'm so glad. I pinched myself. A couple weeks later, we went up to the company and up to the headquarters and really got to see it for ourselves. And I'll tell you, there were a few times I was just so grateful, so thankful that we had paid attention and picked up that phone and called Pat and Mac. So.
Well, you're certainly in great company, and it is kind of interesting that people gravitate towards the kind of people who are like them. Pat Terry, Mac McDonald. I mean, these folks that, salt of the earth, very relatable people, but incredible leaders their greatest passion is not them making money, because we both know them. Those folks could have quit doing this years ago, right? They don't need to do this, but they are passionate about giving people the opportunity to experience what they've done, to be able to go from a working life to being passionate about helping people. Got a couple minutes left. Do this for me, because you're a professional. You've been around. You've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of the industry. What would you share with a brand new person today about why they should be taking a serious look at Zija? Because you've had the experience with that previous company of going from very modest sales to $1 billion a year company, and you grew with that wave. What would you say with a brand new person who's looking at this and wondering, is this the right time for me to get involved?
Oh, you said it earlier, being in the right place at the right time. This is absolutely incredible. I thought when we jumped in a couple of years ago, when we joined Zija, I could see the growth just with the Moringa Affair itself. I mean, that's a life-changing product. But now with what we've got going, the corporate staff is all in place. What did you say? We can do up to $1 billion or $2 billion, can't we? Don't be out of that.
Now,
and people are looking for us. This is the first time, I believe, ever that internationally, everywhere around the world, people are open to looking at something natural for health before that prescription. We're all hearing about, bad effects, not side effects, the bad effects of some of those, prescriptions. And so people are more open now than they were 26 years ago when I first got in this industry. So we've got the Zooms, we've got e-commerce, we've got the system in place. And I would just encourage anybody to join, take a look, get your questions answered, and then hop in and follow the system. We may have been in another company for a while, but this was a change. So we were brand new as well. And so just follow the system. You call it invite, present, and
validate.
Yes. And we call it peak pass plug. And so that's what we do, and just keep it simple. This is I don't think this will come out again in my lifetime. We are definitely in the right place at the right time.
That's interesting, because you just sparked a little thought in my head. I've heard this before. That once in a lifetime opportunity, that usually comes around 2 or 3 times in a person's lifetime. The question is this the first one, or is this the last one for you?
That's right. And you're right. We were in another wave. We know what it's like. And you get in now, and you'll change your family's life. You can change your family's life forever.
Forever. We've done that. You've done that. Mary Lou, it's always a pleasure having you, spending time with you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Valentine's Day evening to join us for this broadcast. And do me a favor, tell Larry thank you very much for handling the phone so you weren't disturbed. I'm going to send you back to the other side. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Take care. Thanks for joining.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll let Mary Lou go back over to the other side. And so, folks, you've had over the last few minutes an opportunity to learn a little bit about our company. Now, it's not the details. We didn't go into depth on everything. I encourage you, if you've heard something here this evening that sparks that, that potential. So many people, after a period of time in their life, they realize, what, it's just not realistic to be able to have that kind of life where I don't worry about money. I have time freedom. I can be at my kids', school presentations and not have to beg my boss to get time off, or whatever it is that you're looking to have in your life. It is possible. And if you've heard anything here this evening that has maybe created that spark again, that belief again, get more information. I shared with you a little bit about our company, a little bit about our products. We have many more vehicles for getting additional information to you. The person that asked you to be part of this broadcast, or maybe you've joined us on the the video replay, the recording, the person that directed you to this has the access to the resources, and most importantly, the more tenured people in our company to share this information with you. You know, the person that invited you may be relatively new. There are many people within Zija, and that's what we do. We provide the support, the training, you know, whatever is necessary to help people establish their Zija business and then continue to grow that Zija business. So I encourage you, get back with the person that asked you to be part of this presentation this evening and get your questions answered. And for those of you that are ready to get going, okay, you're ready to make that decision, I want to be part of a company that's going to grow, you know, 5 and 10-fold over the next 3 to 5 years. If you want to be part of that, then I invite you to join us on Saturday morning. Saturday morning is our new distributor training time. It's the same webinar link that you used to join us today. The person that invited you to this, maybe you're watching the recording, they'll provide that to you. We will be taking time on Saturday morning to tell you exactly what to do step by step to establish your Zija business and to be able to start building your long-term future. I can tell you for myself personally, there is nothing that has been able to replace the passion that one gets from helping other people achieve the results that we've already had. For me, this has been a part-time business, always done it from home, and it's allowed me to be able to care for my elderly mother in her final years and keep her in her home and keep her happy. And I can't put a dollar amount on that. But thank goodness for Zija, because I have the financial resources to do it. So with that, I've gone over my time, folks. My apologies. We're going to go ahead and close the call. Get back with the person that asked you to be part of tonight's broadcast. And if you're ready, join us on Saturday morning for new distributor training. We'd love to have you be part of the team. With that, final shout out to Mary Lou Rairdon. Thank you so much, Mary Lou. You're a gem. You're a sweetheart. Thank you for being with us this evening. And we'll look forward to seeing all of you on Saturday morning. Take care now. Bye-bye.